Alright, so I did some research, did some, like, 1 to 2 YouTube videos, and looked at descriptions of things, and I found this. Hour of code. So, basically, an hour a day will allow you to learn a little bit more about the stuff you're doing. I also know about Code Academy, and that shit's worthwhile if you have the time and resources for it. And I do. I can also do that. But, yeah. I could probably actually turn this on, since it's all the way back there, and then I can play music. Uh, yeah. Yeah, I can play music like this. I'm gonna, hopefully this isn't too loud. There we go. If you guys want any extra, like, anything, just let me know. Put that like this. Grab chat. No, I'm not. Well, since let's just start with the first one. Why not? Also, the song that is playing is literally I can't I don't remember what it's called. It's a song from Helltaker. It's great. I'll literally just start from the beginning and we can go from here. The disc. Jonas Brothers and oh no. We'll skip to the Minecraft one. Teacher notes. It works. Fuck off. I didn't think I would actually get ear raped by a moving, talking block. Okay. Turn this off. Pause. Turn this down to like there.
Hello, you're just in time. Welcome to the Voyage Aquatic. I'm about to embark on a quest to find hidden underwater treasure, and I'm very glad to have your help. Who knows what we'll encounter along these mysterious waterways?
You know what? At least I tried.
To meet our first guide somewhere on this dock.
Welcome, adventurers. To complete the Voyage Aquatic, you'll need to solve a series of puzzles using Curd. Here's how it works. Your screen is split into 3 main parts. On the left,
oh, it's a scratch.
World. The middle area is your toolbox, where you can find coding commands. And on the large area on the right is your workspace. This is where you can start commands to build your program and control your movement.
Alright, boys, we're taking notes. Notepad, get out here.
At the top of the page. Click the plus sign to change between long and short instructions. Try dragging blocks from the toolbox into workspace, stacking them, and then click the run button to execute your commands. You might have to try a few times to get it right, and some of the puzzles have more than one solution, so experiment to see what works.
Alright.
If you want to try again, click the reset button to go back where you started. If you need to delete a command, just drag the block from your workspace back into the toolbox. Remember, click run to see what your code looks like in action.
Okay, enough messing around, fellow adventurer. Let's start coding to find some underwater treasure.
Okay. Sure. Let's start. Won't be Alex because why not? You need supplies to collect a boat from the chest, so move forward. Twice. Ow, my ears! You at least move forward. Oh. By dragging and placing blocks in this puzzle, you've created a set of instructions in a computer language called JavaScript. This code tells the computer screen everything you see do in Minecraft. Also starts with lines of computer code like these. Move forward. Okay. I don't really need to take notes on that one. All I need to do is just turn this down so I don't get ear raped. Learning from things we know. And then we'll do that. Then we'll do this. Do this. And we'll move forward onto run. And then we'll run it. It's not that bad. Turn that down to 28. Move forward, turn right. Okay. Okay. Literally just a lot of move forwards. Three, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 5, 6. I need one more. No, we'll do this. Doot. 4, 5, 6. Do you want me to put another one? Yeah, you want me to go on top of the fish and drown its ass. Okay.
Great, we've caught a codfish. Did you know if you feed a codfish to a dolphin, the dolphin will guide you to a shipwreck where there
Sadly, you should be.
we must be getting closer. The next set of puzzles are bound to be trickier, so we better learn some more coding skills. What's this? A cave?
Welcome, adventurers. My name is Squid. I noticed you were using the same set of commands over and over in some of the last puzzles. Must have been a bit tiresome. Do you ever wish you had a way to do something over and over again? Like, washing dishes or brushing your teeth without getting tired or bored?
That would be nice.
Computers are really good at doing the same thing over and over again, using coding loops. When you want your program to do the same instructions many times, you can use a loop. The loop contains instructions with the command to repeat until goal. Once your program starts a repeat until goal loop, it will keep running the instructions inside until it gets to the goal. Try this for yourself. Place the commands you want to repeat inside the repeat until goal block, click run, and watch it go.
Okay.
Well, that was a little weird. Who knew squids could code? I didn't even think they had fingers. So now we know about loops. Let's use them to bag us some more treasure.
Okay, fine. I don't know if this is any copyrighted or not, but yeah. Hey, look, it's the same puzzle from before. It's just diamonds replaced by a dolphin. Hold on. Turn right. Okay, so I can't tell which way I'm facing. Okay, that's the way I'm fishing. So we want to move forward twice. Not until goal. Move forward. Forward. Turn right. Turn left. Move forward. Move forward. Turn left. How do you do this in like 5? I get it. I get it now. This is easy as frick. So we do this. Move this into here. Easy. I guess. It looks easy to catch salmon on your way to the underwater ruins. Okay. So. Repeat blocks. We got repeat blocks. So. So. Yeah. We're learning how to code through stupid shit like this. Oh well. What's done is done. You can't really, You gotta start somewhere, my dude. I mean, I'm starting from rock bottom at this point. Besides, isn't this what you guys wanted? Or like, hold up, I can actually do this. I'll have to 1, 2, 3, turn right. And then 1, 2, 3. Turn left. No, don't turn left 3 times. Move forward goes here, and then we repeat. Move forward. Obviously, you can do a little less than this. Looks like I forgot to do a little bit. Damn. Alright, fine then, game. I know exactly what I should do. Delete this part easily. Make this 6. 6. Turn left. 8. 9. I've gotten 2 things. Apparently you can pick up... Okay. Huh. If I could read this, that'd be nice. Alright, so what I could tell is a loop. The fuck? Should I be learning JavaScript or Python? That's my question. Actually, it depends on what thing I'm going to be using. Hold up. Game Maker. Yo-Yo Games Game Maker. If this is the stuff I want to use. Obviously, this is the stuff I want to use. So, basically, the oo-wop. Yes! It's exactly what I want to use. The oo-wop. Nothing else. I think I have a Yo-Yo Games account. Alright. Let's see what we can get here. Yeah, I should have one from a long time ago. If not, I shall just... how do I do this? But you know my email account. That stuff's not, like, private or anything. It's on my About channel thing, so... What do you mean valid? One special digit? Like, one special character? Excuse me? I am 13 and I've read the user agreement. Like, I've read it a long time ago, but I've still read it. I still know what everything is. There you go. Gotta go to my other account. One moment, please. Yeah. So it's just... No wonder I can't get into this one. Okay, so... I'm trying to remember. I should have just went to that one. Fact. You mean easier to hack? Yeah, that's fair. Because you know what's in it. I still think that websites trying to do these kinds of things are just really sad. It's not that one. Fuck. Hmm. Hold up. I messed up. No, let's use this one. I cannot. I don't have my phone on me right now. If you can't get into your account, that means you can't actually get a hacker to get in either. All right. fuck coding in this until fuck actually coding until we learn what the fuck we're doing. Okay, so yeah, I don't want any subscriptions. Select a thing. Oh. I don't want to. This is just a throwaway account. I'm fine with not having two-step verification. If I slam my foot on the keyboard, it will probably still say my password is unsafe. Yeah, it just be like that though. Yeah, I am very begin. Start my 30-day free trial. Start making your first game with space rocks. Oh. Alright, so I'm allowed to turn this back on, hopefully. So, here we are. So, download game. This is the stuff I want to use. Because, well... It's just what I want to do. You know what? Speaking of actually doing that, my parents needed a password so that they would never use again. So they let me step on the keyboard, like when I was like 4 or 5. It was like very old stuff. In the website was like, this isn't a real password. Please give us a real password. I mean, yeah. Whoa. Okay, so I'm using this. Thank you. Access our game education, pricing, and register as a school? No. Buy Game Maker. Your own Game Maker Studio 2 license. From only $39. I bet it costs more to gift it to someone. Alright. Yo! Being real here. Absolutely being real here. Am I like the only one that loved these kinds of games? Like, I just look right here. I'm like, this is my childhood. It's so fucking good. Drag and drop. I'm the only one? Come on! Continue your work on space. Our extended space mod series. This series covers the covers camera, parallax backgrounds, enemy factions, power-ups, and effects. We're learning how to make this first. A friendly Cosmos, the base video tutorial starts off an introduction before outlining how to program movement, attacking, collision, scoring, live sound effects, and before adding final polishes. Thank you. Fuck you. It's a fuck you. Alright, so Wait a moment, I need to see this is a thing. Our world. This was a thing. Yeah! Oh my god! And it's still as crappy as I remember it. No, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna play it. But if you want to, I will stream this game. Not even a game. I will stream this. I will do it. This is screw off. And then, the website looks like a virus. Trust me, it's not. Literally, I spent 4 years with 2 years with a friend on this. And this was literally the only way I could talk to them. So, for those 2 years, until he got Discord, of course. And he told me about Discord. I was like, or Skype back then. Like the dumbest site ever. Bro, this is the site to go to for Flash games. Like, it's just a giant Flash game area. They're all pirated Flash games, but who cares? Alright, yeah. Our World, I'm gonna stream that someday. I've only got 6 months to do it, but alright, so let's learn. That's yeet. Gate. Oh my god. Installer for Game Maker. We'll just... It's the same thing. Bruh moment. You guys really got the dumb game site. Yep. Sure. I don't know anything, so I'm just gonna let it download with base shit. There we go. Now with that out of the way. Dooba-doop-bop, bop-a-dooba-doop-bop. Because there's no music. Might as well put this on. Please work. Actually, is this picking up through my mic? That would suck. It is kinda. That's trash. It still is. And I turned. I need to turn this down then. In fact, my TV's too fucking loud. There we go. That's better. Turn this up a little. Yeah, that's a lot better. Alright, there we go. Optimizing the executable. This may take some time. It's not taking time at all. It's literally almost there. I swear to God, don't you dare. Sad days, how so? I like how the emote was literally just not there. I had to actually... I had to approve the emote, and I don't know what that says about it, but I had to approve it, which is dumb. YouTube, stop being dumb. better launch immediately. Oh yeah, here's the Minecraft thing that I was doing. I started editing on that and I was like, oh wait, I need to stream. Eat, sleep, make games for Pete? Oh yeah, definitely. Will do. It's literally a bar of soap. What the fuck? What kind of bar of soap gets blocked by YouTube standards? Is there like some double meaning to the bar of soap? My 30-day current trial. Yeah, we're gonna do that. First game tutorial. Real quick, so we're gonna click this new thing. Hold up.
Hello, and welcome to our series on making
Don't you dare.
space rocks in GameMaker Studio 2. If you're relatively new to the world of programming, then this series should be a great introduction for you. I think one of the hardest parts of tackling a new skill can just be knowing where to start, and then setting achievable goals to make progress. When you're starting out, I've found motivation comes easily if you keep things simple, fun, and rewarding. And that's why we're going to be making Space Rocks. It's a great game for beginners to make, practically a rite of passage for new game developers. It's simple, but it's going to teach you the fundamentals of logic and game design. So if you're dreaming of one day building an RPG like Undertale, or even working on something massive like Skyrim, know that the concepts we cover in this series will set the foundations for your game development journey.
Okay.
In this first video, I'm going to take you through the GameMaker interface. So if you've just downloaded GameMaker and opened it up, you're probably going to see a window just like this. At the very top is our tools menu. Here is some recent promotional news from Yo-Yo Games. Over here we've got recent projects. This will probably be blank for you, but as you start to make projects, they'll appear here. And over here we have Getting Started, where we can start, load, and import projects. Down here is the Explore section, where you can download some resources. So for example, we can click here and bring up a tab for the Marketplace. And this is where you can download assets that other developers have created. These can be really helpful if you're a small or independent developer or just looking for some tools to make your development process a bit faster. Over here are some tutorials that are a really great introduction to the GameMaker interface from Yo-Yo Games themselves, so definitely consider taking a look at these.
Hold up. Tutorials, demos? Oh yeah. I'll definitely like do all the tutorials and stuff. Then I'm gonna ask pounds for 40 bucks. Then I'm actually gonna commit like this.
If you're not sure about anything in the interface. And finally, here are some demos. So these are some games that come packaged with GameMaker, and you can take a look at these if you want to explore what a more developed project will look like. It might look a little bit overwhelming, especially for a beginner, but they do contain some great examples of how to implement game mechanics and how to use the GameMaker engine.
Okay.
Alright, moving on. Let's go ahead and create our project. So let's click new here, and now we have two options. We can either make a game in drag and drop or game maker language.
Okay.
So these will just change the way that we go about making our games using either a visual scripting language, which is drag and drop, or using coding, which is game maker language or GML. So if you use drag and drop, you don't actually have to be typing any code at all. Behind the scenes, it still is actually using code, but it's represented in blocks of actions rather than code text. So your project is going to end up looking like a bunch of these blocks here chained together to create the logic of your game. And if you want, at any time, you can actually bring up how those blocks are represented in code, as it might look if you had coded it yourself. On the other hand, if we make a Game Maker language project, we will be using Game Maker's scripting language GML to write the code for our games. There are going to be two different streams of this series that will cover making space rocks in both drag and drop and GML. So you can...
So... Inspector Gadget, you can always, like... If you're thinking of that, we do need some other people to, like, help with the development process of the game I'm making. Since what I am making is a fighting game.
You can choose whichever you like. If you're not sure what to choose, know that both options are completely viable. In short, if you're an artist or a game designer and not very experienced with programming, you might find that the drag and drop visual scripting is easier. On the other hand, if you're interested in learning to code, perhaps even moving on to a language like C# or C++ at some point, then GML may be for you. I'm going to be leaving a more extensive comment on the pros and cons of using GML and drag and drop, so if you're having trouble deciding, feel free to have a read of that and reply with your own thoughts and questions.
Okay.
For now though, let's just click on either of these to open up a project and have a look at the interface.
Alright, so basically, this one's using drag and drop, this one's using Game Maker language. Which one should I do first? Like, I'm gonna leave it to you guys. Which one should I do first? Also, I'm gonna change this music. Let's play the piano music.
The new Dell XPS.
XPS can get the f out of my
Largest
system!
four-sided Infinity Edge screen.
Like that. Get fucked. Drag and drop? Okay. There we go. That should... I'm also gonna take off my, There we go. My hair's now not in my face. Let's learn.
So this is a fresh new project. Right in the middle here is our workspace. This is where all of the editors are going to pop up and where we're going to do all of our work. And you can actually make multiple
Space rocks.
workspaces by just clicking this little plus up here. So you can have different editors up at one time, which might be helpful, for example, if you've got two monitors and you want to have two different displays of your project.
Oh, I don't have that. Nice.
So you can play around with these docs and put them wherever you like. And if you like the layout you have, you can come over to the tools up here, layouts, and save the layout. You can also load and reset your layout to default here if you've messed around with it too much and want to restore it to the default.
Layout.
Now down the bottom here, we have a few docked windows and we can just open and close these here. And just note that if you quit any of these, you can bring them up again from the Windows tool up here and just pull them down into the dock. You're probably not going to be looking at this too much when we're first starting out, with the exception of the output here, which is going to show up whenever you run and test your game. And basically it just shows what's happening when your game is compiling, and it might also tell you if there is a problem compiling. As for the rest of the tools up here, we have File, which has as normal options for opening and saving our projects. You can also open a new IDE here, so you can have two projects open at once. And also Preferences, which you might want to check out as you can actually customize a lot of the Game Maker interface here. So for example, you can change the language, the IDE skin, the background, and also change the colors of things like the resources as well as the font.
Heck, mate.
At any time, we can also restore back to default. There are also some quick buttons here. You can just hover over these to see what they do. This one opens the start page, new project, open and save. We can create an executable here, which is what you'll be doing when you finish your game. This play button will run your game for testing, though you can also just press F5. Clicking this bug one here or pressing F6 will run your game in debug mode, which is basically a mode that can help you solve bugs and errors. This one stops the game. This one will clear the asset cache. Next we have game options, which you can also access down here in the options tab. And this is where you can set some important options for your game project, like setting your game frames per second, which you might know as FPS. By default, GameMaker starts this out as 30, so you might want to change this in your project whenever you start one. And you can also enable source control here. It will also show you when you first created your project and also how long you've been working on it. As you can see, you can also toggle drag and drop here. Next is the help icon, which will open up the GameMaker documentation. You can also just press F1 to open this as well. And this is actually really important. This documentation is a resource that you should come to rely on and pretty much be using daily, especially as you're starting out. It will have information about anything in GameMaker, from the interface itself to any function or block that you might want to use in your game, for both GML and drag and drop. These three buttons here are for zooming in and out of the workspace, so if we just open that options tab back up here, you can see I can zoom in and out using these. This middle one will reset it to normal. Note that you can also just use Control and Scroll to zoom in and out as well, or the Command key if you're on a Mac. Scrolling normally will move up and down the workspace. You can also middle click and drag to move around. Finally, this last button will dock and undock all of the dock panels. You can also press F12 for this. Another couple handy shortcuts that you might want to use in your project are Control-Shift-F, which will allow you to search for any piece of text in the entire project. And you can also use this to replace any word for another, which can be really handy for renaming variables or functions. Control-T is also a really great one, because it allows you to move to any resource quickly, which can be great when you have large projects with lots of folders. You can check out a list of the other shortcuts in the documentation page for shortcuts. Alright, so that's it for the interface. Let's move on to the resources panel. And this is the real heart of the project. Everything that you work on is going to be stored here. So if you think about all of the elements that make a game, sounds, objects, fonts, images, these are all going to be a different type of resource that is going to be stored in each of these sections depending on its type. Three of the most important ones are going to be your sprites, objects, and rooms. And we'll go into these in more detail in the coming tutorials, but for now I'll just introduce them to you. So a sprite is going to be any image that is in your game. So all your characters, all of your backgrounds, all of the tiles, those are going to be represented in GameMaker as a sprite. So let's go ahead and create a new sprite by right-clicking here and hitting Create Sprite. So the new editor is going to pop up here and it's going to prompt you...
I'm quickly gonna, do this. No, I don't want to do that. I want to make this bigger so that I can see this more.
To also name your sprite. So you can call it whatever you like, but the convention here is to put some sort of prefix to indicate that it is a sprite. And we do this for a couple of reasons. So one, if we ever refer to this resource, we know what it is because of its prefix. So it helps us with organization.
Is it SPR?
And the other reason is that you can't call two different resources the same thing. So for example, if I had an object called a cat, and I also wanted to create a sprite for it, I can't call both of them cat. GameMaker isn't going to let me do that. They have to be unique names. So I'll have to call the sprite something like SPR cat, and the object OBJ cat. Alright, so just hit enter when you've decided what to name it. So
so SPR Gitas. Yeetus. There.
If you want to load in a sprite from an image you saved on your computer, you can just hit import here. But you can also create an image from scratch in GameMaker by clicking edit image or by double clicking here on the frame. So this will...
There we go.
Bring up the sprite editor, which is a lot of the functionality of other drawing programs. So you can see that our picture is showing up in the...
Well, I can draw better than this with a mouse. As I'm not technically using my my normal mic setup, my new normal mic setup, using the old one because it started working again. Let me just plug this in. Mouse. It's a lot better, so wow. Nice. There we go. Easy.
Preview now here. We can change the size of the image over here, and we can also set multiple frames for the image.
Say, how do you save? Like this? No. Get that out of here. Delete selected frame? Yeah, delete it. We don't need it anymore.
So that it is animated. We can preview the animation and also change the speed. Alright, let's move on to objects.
I get it now. I get it now.
So now objects in programming are where all of the magic happens. Essentially, they're the same thing as what objects are in your mind. So think of an object, say a cat. Your brain stores a bunch of information about what a cat is. It has properties like has a tail, has good balance, has 4 legs, and is a feline. And it also has behaviors like purr and meow. And this is exactly what
Meow, like meow, bitch.
objects are in
I'm a
programming,
cat.
except we get to make them up. So I can create an object, such as obj_ball, and then give it certain properties. I can also outline behaviors for it to perform. And these behaviors will all be dictated by specifying an event and then an action. And in fact, we can boil almost all logic in programming down to this sort of description. If this, then that. And this is exactly how GameMaker has structured objects. We get them to do things by adding events to them. So if we click on Add Event here, these are sort of like the triggers for behaviors to happen. So for example, let's choose the Create event. So now...
Alright, so I guess we'll do one of these a day. One of these a day. So... Hold up, I'm gonna quickly... SPR mouse or like ball or whatever they're trying to do.
Anything that we put in this create event is going to be run when the object gets created. We've kind of said if created, then do this code. We'll be going into this editor in a lot more detail in the coming tutorial. Alright, finally, let's talk about rooms.
Wow, alive is true, so OBJ eat us. Should I do one of these a day? Instead of just having have it be bi-daily? That way I'm still learning as I go along and I don't get fucking burnt out.
By default, GameMaker has already created a room for you, so let's just double click on it and open it up. So this will bring up the room editor, and a room is kind of
I need to create one over here. Here, when you add an action. Okay, so let me add an action. Let me add an action.
like a
Well, how do you do it? Create, one. What? What? It did faulty programming? Maybe? I don't know. I can't actually see. Yeah, because we have drag and drop. Object Ditas, obviously, at a 1,069,420. Easy.
We'll click on it and open it up. So this will bring up the room editor, and a room is kind of like a level in your game world. So this is where everything will need to be placed to make up your game. So we can move around the room just like we can move around the interface. So scrolling normally, we'll move up and down. We can middle click and drag to move around, and also use the control or command and scrolling to zoom in and out. Over here is the properties dock for the room. So we can set some basic properties of the room here, such as its width and height. Up the top here is the different layers in our
Hold up. Width and height. Okay, right here, properties.
room. So in Game Maker, just like there are different resources, there are different corresponding layers that are going to hold those resources.
Okay.
So as you can see, by default, we start off with an instances layer and a background layer. We can also create other layers here, including other layer types, such as tile layers, path layers, asset layers, and folders to help us organize our layers.
Okay.
In the background layer, you can make this just one solid color, or you can assign a sprite to the layer.
Okay, so, me too. Hold up. Even better. Sprite, Yeetus. I have done it! It's now pink. Everything is going just as planned. Wouldn't you agree? See? Masterpiece. Right there. Easily the best work I've ever done on the channel.
Have it display that image and even tile it.
Don't you fucking dare close everything out like that. Ever again. Motherfucker. Because it didn't close properly. No! Come on. Come on. Learn. Alright. No, this one. Oh no, this is drag and drop. Oh, GML. So it doesn't matter.
Hello, and welcome to our series on making space rocks in which you might know as FPS. By default, Game Maker starts us out as 30, back to default. There are also some quick buttons here. You can just hover over these to see what they do. This one opens the start page, new project, open and save. We can create an executable here, which is what you'll be doing when you finish your game. This play button will run your game for testing, though you can also just press F5. Clicking this bug one here or pressing F6 will run your game in debug mode, which is basically a mode that can help you solve bugs and errors. This one stops the game. This one will clear the asset cache. Next we have game options, which you can also access down here in the options tab. And this is where you can set some important options for your game project, like setting your game frames per second. Bring up the room editor. And a room is kind of like a level in your game world. So this is where everything will need to be placed to make up your game.
We got this.
We can move around the room just like we can move around the interface. So scrolling normally, we'll move up and down. We can middle click and drag to move around.
Boys,
and
you're
also
not
use
dead.
The control or command and scrolling to zoom in and out.
Over
here is the properties dock for the room.
I don't know.
So we can set some basic properties of the room here, such as its width and height. Up the top here is the different layers in our room.
53.
So in Game Maker, just like there are different
this one.
resources, there are different corresponding layers that are going to hold those resources. So as you can see, by default, we start off with an instances layer and a background layer. We can also create other layers here, including other layer types, such as tile layers, path layers, asset layers, and folders to help us organize our layers.
Alright.
In the background layer, you can make this just one solid color, or you can assign a sprite to the layer and have it display that image and even tile it. So the instances layer is where we're going to be placing all of our objects. And now let's just think about that word instances for a moment. So remember my example about the idea of what an object like a cat is in your mind? If you think about it, that concept of a cat is abstract. It doesn't exist in the real world. but instances of cats do. It's the same with objects in programming. When we drag an object into the room, we are actually creating an instance of that object. And those individual instances will perform the same code and have the same properties that you outline in your object. But you can also assign them unique variables, just like how instances of cat in our world have unique properties to them as well. So that's it for now. In the coming tutorials, we're going to be jumping in and starting to make our Space Rocks game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.
Alright, boys. You know what that means? We're stopping stream because it's hitting an hour. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that, because surely I did. I really did. And we're gonna jump back into this tomorrow. So I'm actually having fun just watching and seeing how this is made. I've always been that kind of guy to just look at these kinds of things. Anyway, thank you. I'll see you later. Bye.